Registered Phenomena Code, 005. Object Class, Beta Red. Hazard Types, Aggression Hazard, Aquatic Hazard, Regenerative Hazard, Sapient Hazard, Transmutable Hazard, Contact Hazard, Extra-Dimensional Hazard 1. Containment Protocols. RPC-005 is to be kept securely in the remote confinement pen located 70 km northwest of Site 002, designated as Site 002A the cigarette, in a standard humanoid containment chamber. All existing or replacement appliances must be colored or covered in shades of green. All liquid matter must be stored at least 10 km away from RPC-005's containment chamber. Lavatories used in Site 002A must be a type of vacuum disposal units. Personnel assigned to RPC-005 cannot carry any form of liquid on site. In the case of rain, the containment chamber holding RPC-005 must be able to be saturated with aerosol sedatives in no less than 30 seconds. No personnel are permitted to wear garments in the color of aqua green, hex code, #03BB85, within 5 km proximity from RPC-005's position. No male personnel, especially aged 18 to 25, are allowed to enter RPC-005's containment chamber. Experimentation and interaction with RPC-005 are restricted to female personnel with security clearance of level 3 or higher. All personnel entering RPC-005's containment chamber must be accompanied by no less than 2 personnel armed with an industrial-grade net gun aimed upon RPC-005 at all times. Interviews are to be conducted via intercom and observations of the entity are to be undertaken through a singular 9 cm thick bulletproof window. RPC-005 does not appear to require any form of sustenance, rather an offering consisting of assorted dried fishes to be served to RPC-005 on a circular woven bamboo platter topped with banana leaves. Offerings are to be made at any time of the day or upon request. RPC-005 is to be given items upon request that does not violate the standard asset containment protocols. Items requested must be approved prior by at least 2 level 3 personnel or higher. Current items requested include 1 male human sacrifice every April 16th. Denied. 16 rolls of aqua green wallpapers. Approved. 1 oil painting of its popular depiction. Approved. 3 bouquets of Polyanthes tuberosa flowers and to be changed once every 3 days. Approved. The full list of requested items is available in document 005A. Description: RPC-005 is a shape-shifting to perception-shifting humanoid entity often appearing as a woman in her 20s measuring 165 cm in height with a slim build and an approximate weight of 55 kg. RPC-005 is dressed in a 16th-century Yogyakarta sultanate dress in 4 different shades of green. RPC-005 shows an excellent resilience towards projectile and blunt force trauma. While unable to ignore pain, the entity is able to regenerate missing limbs completely within 24 hours. Despite its resilience, RPC-005 can be rendered unconscious by typical means. Heavy blunt force trauma to the head and sedation has proven to be the most effective. RPC-005 possesses the ability to manipulate liquid matter in a 1 km proximity. Oddly, the entity cannot manipulate bodily fluids, blood, sweat, etc. RPC-005 changes shape, alters subjects' perception of it as either a form of intimidation, lure, or camouflage mechanism. Known shapes include the following. Sea serpent with serrated scales measuring approximately 10 meters in length. Female researcher with facial features similar to Dr. Redacted. An elderly woman measuring approximately 145 centimeters in height. Data expunged. RPC-005 possesses the ability to instantly terminate subjects by direct skin contact. Extensive experiments with CSD personnel with directives to harm RPC-005 result in the instant cessation of chemical processes in the brain upon contact. Studies have shown rare cases where RPC-005 attempts to seduce male subjects into redacted, while ignoring most female subjects. RPC-005 is capable of speaking fluent Indonesian, Javanese, Dutch, Japanese, and English. The entity refuses to discuss its past life events prior to containment. RPC-005 immediately changes the subject if questioned about the acquisition of its anomalous abilities. RPC-005 is formally named by the residents of Yogyakarta as Neroro Kidul. Other names include Ratu Laut Selatan 3 and Gusti Kanjeng Ratu Kidul 4. RPC-005 has personally requested personnel who are interviewing to address the entity with its birth name, redacted. Appendix 1, Acquisition. RPC-005 came to authority attention after an OSS agent redacted operating in the city of Yogyakarta in redacted reported a sensation of unease corresponding to his other colleagues. Captain redacted of the CIA riverboat Madam Crack had also reported a similar sensation in redacted while sailing along the southern coast. The sensation abruptly stopped after the boat traveled 40 kilometers upstream from the mouth of the Progo River. RPC-005 was detained by the authority in redacted following the CIA's failed coup attempt to overthrow, data expunged. The recovery of RPC-005 was done with relative ease. Using only a primitive fishnet, and a crippled 26-year-old male subject Azala was sufficient enough for capture. However, due to the nature of the entity, violent waves measuring redacted meters high were spotted in the Indian Ocean, causing redacted authority and CIA agents to either be killed upon impact or MIA along with redacted local residents. RPC-005 was transported to Site 002A without event. Dr. Magento Almeida was reassigned as the head researcher to oversee RPC-005 after the neutralization of RPC redacted. Dr. Almeida resigned in redacted and was replaced with the current head researcher Dr. Melina Reynolds. Appendix 2, Recontainment Protocols. Protocol 005B1 Drought. Regarding the recontainment of RPC-005, the following procedure will occur in the event of a containment breach. On-site personnel with security clearance level 1 and or above are to be evacuated out of Site 002A with male personnel to be prioritized. All plumbing pipes within a 20-kilometer proximity from Site 002A are to be purged immediately. All of Site 002A's dehumidifier systems to be activated at once. ASF Quick Response Team NRK-01 Siren is to be dispatched immediately to Site 002A armed with 1 industrial-grade net gun, 1 non-lethal taser, 3 sedative grenades, and a truncheon. Protocol 005B2 Silaman. Regarding the recontainment of RPC-005, the following procedure will occur in the event of a containment breach with RPC-005 has successfully escaped containment using its camouflage measure. Site 002A is to be locked down thoroughly. Personnel who attempted or successfully escaped Site 002A are to be apprehended immediately by any means deemed necessary. On-site personnel is to be gathered in the main corridor. Mandatory identification check is to be initiated by at least 2 level 4 personnel and or higher. All plumbing pipes within a 40-kilometer proximity from Site 002A are to be purged immediately. All of Site 002A's dehumidifier systems are to be activated at once. On-site security guards with Level 3 security clearance are to receive standard RPC-005 containment gear from Site 002A's armory. Authority satellite and or high-altitude reconnaissance UAV to scan the perimeter of Site 002A in a 20 km radius with FLIR and IRNV systems. Authority destroyers as Ratatosk, as Arachne and as Vortrekker are to stand by near the coast of redacted. ASF Quick Response Teams NRK-02 Mermaid are to stand by outside of Site 002A. NRK-02 may be provided with 1 of Authority IFV LAV 25 and 2 of Authority FAV MY Manx. Addendum 005-01 below is a copy of the original interview log between Agent and Dr. Magento Almeida, dated //1952. Interview log 0051A//1952. Interviewee, CIA agent. Interviewer, Dr. Magento Almeida. Forward, CIA agent is a 26-year-old Caucasian male of American nationality who has formerly worked as a CIA counterintelligence agent placed in the city of Yogyakarta. Agent is one of few surviving agents involved with the recovery of RPC-005. Less than begin log, 1:24 p.m. greater than. Dr. Almeida, you are agent, born on June th 19, tasked to gather intelligence in the city of Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Is that correct? Agent, yes. Dr. Almeida, why were you involved in the recovery of RPC-005? Agent, all they told me is that they needed more manpower. Dr. Almeida, how did you discover the existence of RPC-005 prior to the recovery? Agent, I came across local folklore at first. At first, it was merely a few reports of some missing fishermen along the beach. Then. Dr. Almeida, can you elaborate on the folklore? Just for the record. Agent, yes, of course. There are many iterations of this story. Which one would you like to hear? Dr. Almeida, the one you know best, please. Agent, so the Sundanese folklore says there was once a princess of the Pajajaran kingdom named. She suffered a nasty skin disease which caused her to be exiled away from her kingdom. She was so distraught that she attempted to commit suicide atop a mountain by leaping into the Indian Ocean, but the waters happened to cure her disease. You know the rest. Dr. Almeida, thank you. Please describe your experience on the recovery of RPC-005. Agent, very well. So there were Agent, myself, and two more agents who came with me from our office in Washington. We were given a simple assignment, and that was to investigate the disappearances of and how it related to. By April we had an idea what this thing was. The order came straight from our director's director, so I knew it was important. But the order itself was unusual, to say the least. I mean, I was trained to gather intelligence, not go on a manhunt. Agent pauses and clears his throat. Dr. Almeida, agent. Please continue. Agent, sorry. We were told to gather at the beach at 03:00 hours, and by the time we got there, at least men were already waiting armed to the teeth. Next thing I know, these agents were tying up a local citizen with a crippled leg onto a tree. Dr. Almeida, and you had no means of illumination at the time? Agent, there was only the moonlight and lanterns from nearby houses, but it was bright enough to see. Anyway, 30 minutes in, and a woman in a green, royal dress just appears in front of the man. It seemed like she was comforting him. The senior agent at the time hadn't given us the order to move in, he just told us to wait. When the woman and the man stood up and started to walk into the sea, Agent ran out and cast the fishnet on both of them. Dr. Almeida, hold on for a moment. You stated that you felt a sensation of unease while recovering RPC-005. Is that correct? Agent, yes, I felt sleepy. It was this sensation that can only be described as knives gently raking across my skin, but I felt it all over my body, you know? It was a similar feeling like what we felt before we found the thing. Only 100 times worse. Dr. Almeida, thank you. Please continue. Agent, the thing transformed into this messed up looking snake and let out a god-awful screech. Everyone just froze there. Nobody knew what was happening. The wind started howling along with her screams. Next thing you know, the agents just run away, leaving us there, including the commander. Dr. Almeida, and why would they do that? Agent, because a fucking 60-foot, 20 meters, wave was coming for us. The thing was still in the net next to the fisherman. They probably wanted to continue doing something called living, Doctor. Dr. Almeida, how did you survive the wave? Agent, the land 20 feet, 6 meters, away from the thing was unaffected by the wave. That's how Agents, and I survived. After Agent knocked out the thing with his rifle stock, everything calmed down. Dr. Almeida, how did you manage to transport RPC-005? Agent, after RPC whatever it is transformed back to a woman, we made sure to knock it out every time it woke up. Agent had a personal supply of sedatives to spare. Of course, we used it on this thing. After we all mellowed out, I was extracted in the morning along with the mermaid. By the way, where's my partner? May I see him? Dr. Almeida, be patient and we'll let you know where they are as soon as we finish. How would you describe RPC-005 in its human form? Agent, I mean, she's not a bad looker by any standard, but she'll kill you if you try to shag her. Agent died doing this once we knocked her out. Dr. Almeida stands up. Dr. Almeida, thank you, that's all I want to know, Agent. Agent, Doctor, you have to kill it. You don't have a reason to keep it alive. Dr. Almeida, I'm sorry, we can't do that. Agent stands up and slams the table. Agent, this thing killed hundreds of people, including some of my colleagues. Are you suggesting we wait for another disaster to happen? That thing has no reason to live. What was the point of this interview anyway? Dr. Almeida, I'm sorry, Agent, but the authorities' purpose is to contain, not kill. Agent sits back down and starts to sob. Agent, I can still hear her singing. Less than end log, 1:37 p.m. greater than. Closing statement, the events happened on was a calamity. Deceased recovery team is classified as Kia and their families have been informed of their deaths. I need Class C amnesics to be administered to the surviving recovery team and to every resident of Yogyakarta. Notes from Dr. Class C amnesics has been administered to the surviving recovery agents. However, the events that lead up from the 16th century and the amount of folklore surrounding RPC-005 requires a countrywide amnesic operation. Approval is pending. Notes from Global Director 04, request for countrywide amnestic administration denied. We already have RPC-005 in containment. Let the people of Indonesia live with their folklore. At least the residents can now sleep peacefully at night without interference from RPC-005. Addendum 005-02. Below is a copy of the original interview log between RPC-005 and Drive Magento Almeida, dated //195. Interview log 0051B, dated //195. Interviewee, RPC-005. Interviewer, Dr. Magento Almeida. Forward, Dr. Almeida, along with 6 other senior research staff, is present at the observation room to investigate the nature and origin of RPC-005. Less than begin log, PM greater than. Dr. Almeida, in Indonesian, good afternoon RPC-005. Can you hear me? RPC-005, I do speak English, imperialist. Dr. Almeida, in English, all right then. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? RPC-005, looks like I don't have any other choice. Dr. Almeida, where were you born? RPC-005, the palace. In the wing. Dr. Almeida, how do you become what you are right now? RPC-005, I'm sure you've heard stories of me. Dr. Almeida, very well. What is your purpose? RPC-005, what do you mean? Dr. Almeida, your objective. Your goal. Why are you doing what you've been doing? RPC-005, what? Protecting my people from savages like you? Yes, that is what you would call my objective. Dr. Almeida, I've received reports from both your folklore and this site's security dossier that you act more aggressive towards male personnel. Can you explain your reasons? RPC-005, I did not kill those men. I am recruiting them. Women cannot carry the duty I have for them. Dr. Almeida, recruiting them for what? RPC-005, an army. Dr. Almeida, you have an army? RPC-005, oh, I do, madam. They're watching. Waiting for my return. Dr. Almeida, what are you planning to do with them? RPC-005, trust me, madam, you don't want to know. Less than end log, PM greater than. Notes from Dr. Almeida, I want a mobile strike team to verify the existence of RPC-005's army in the southern coast of Java. Notes from Lieutenant Lindwood, sonar and IR scanning of the entire southern coast of Java returned no results. Order from Global Director 04. Just 2 minutes after RPC-005 reaches the redacted sea in a containment breach dated the 27th of May 2006, an earthquake with a magnitude of 5.9 in the Richter scale occurred just 25 kilometers southwest of Yogyakarta, killing 6,000. Please move RPC-005's confinement pen a few kilometers inland. Thank you. Global Director 04. Footnotes. 1. Currently unconfirmed until proven otherwise. 2. Research shows that RPC-005 does not shapeshift. Instead, the entity alters a subject's perception of itself by emitting an infrasonic sound wave at 19 Hz. 3. Queen of the South Sea. 4. Her Majesty, the Great Queen of the South.